Once in an interview, director Vetrimaran said, geography establishment is very important to set a film. Here, geography describes the place where the story of a film moves. Likewise, in some films, the places that they have shown will have a real connect with us. Some places would feel like home, as they have shown in a lot of films. Some places will be so special and we wish to have a chance to visit there. Our fascinations toward different places are mostly influenced by movies. At least for me. And of course this video is related to that kind of fascination. Welcome back to the channel everyone. In this video I'm gonna talk about my favorite destinations that I love by the influence of movies. First of all, during my childhood, if I think about a place that excited me from a movie, that would be Sachin. But later on, when I got to know that Ooty is not the same as shown in the film, even though it's one of my favorite movie till now, I can't include it in the list for the favorite destinations. So, the first destination in the list is Mumbai from Tupaki. This may be an unpopular opinion for a lot of them. There are a lot of films based on Mumbai such as Nayagan, Thalaiva, Kala, and so on. But in early stages, Tupaki was the first where the places shown in the film caught my attention. Not an elaborate film about landscapes, but it was a time when my whole life was filled only with mass masala films, especially Vijay films. Even I have defended the intro scene in Sura with a lot of people. This one was so new than the usual ones and it slightly changed my view over commercial films. Even this was the first film where I could experience a subtle tone in every aspect, be it an action sequence, screenplay or hero glorification. It was perfect and no exaggeration with brighter tones were there. In earlier days when we look upon a commercial films in Tamil, I don't remember much films revolving around a landscape, that too making it a prominent element in the film. Apart from the film, I would love to visit the local markets and especially I wanted to taste the street foods in Mumbai. Hope it happens soon. The next destination on the list is very special which I would love to visit but I can't, which is Madras Presidency from Madrasapattinam, which is now Chennai. At present, Chennai has been developed a lot, but the Madras Presidency shown in Madrasapattinam is simply amazing. When I was watching the film, I was stunned by the artwork, which was so real, and that kind of a production value in a periodic film was so huge at that time. Way back, I think it was an authentic period film in Tamil, maybe because it went along like a love story, it didn't work in a bigger scale. About the present Chennai, most of the Kollywood movies revolves in and around Chennai, and mostly we all would have heard about the famous destinations in Chennai. I could not pick up one film that influenced me about Chennai, but the whole Kollywood movies I would say. I'll mention two of them. One is an album song which is Chennai Anthem by Anirudh and the other one is a recent film, Mudal Nee Mudivum Nee. While watching the song, when the lyrics mention each and every places in Chennai, it feels as if we are living in that city and make us feel like home. About the film, the retro feel of the film and the slang of the characters in that film were so realistic, and especially in the song called Pudidai, the visuals gives you a nostalgic feel even if you are not born and brought up in Chennai. The next destination is going to be so romantic and no need to mention the whole film for getting into the mood. Just the intro song is enough to express how enchanting the place is, and it is Paris from Engayum Kadal. Immediately after watching the film, I felt that it was a completely different genre for Prabhudeva, as the movies he directed before were but only in the process of making this video, I came to know that he had directed two romantic films in Telugu and one of them was remade in Tamil as Onakkum Enakkum. I didn't know Paris is a romantic destination until I watched this film. While watching it for the first time, more than the story, more than the love conflicts between the hero-heroine, the places were the most attractive. The old man who sketches the portraits of couples, a man who stands like a statue, love locks, and especially the symbol of love which travels throughout the film. These things were so new to me. Talking about the feel-good aspects in the film, there is one more person to be appreciated who contributed a lot. None other than Haris Jayaraj. I would love to talk about the music and contributions of this man to my childhood for a whole new video. So Haris fans, just comment down if you need a video for him. The next beautiful destination in my bucket list is Spain from Zindagi Na Milegi Dobara. The whole idea for this video was inspired from this film. This film is more of a resemblance of our own friends gang. There is always a guy who's ready for a trip and there's a guy who spoils the trip, and there is another guy who adapts for both the situations as he has a lot of constraints in his personal life, and I am the last one. Moreover, the film is like a tourist guide to Spain, showing each and every best spots to visit, and finally the bull race was the high that the film created to me, where the character Kabir just opens his mind and realizes the title of the film. Not only Kabir, even Imran and Arjun has their own issues in their personal life before getting into this trip, and through this trip they get to know about themselves and their problems. Regarding this kind of a situation, I have read something in a book called Storyworthy which goes like this: every story is developed only because of a 5-second moment in an event. Likewise, In this movie, the three characters experience their own 5-second moments where they realize a change in themselves regarding their life and the fears that they were facing before. The next location on the list is Alleppey from Vinnai Thandi Varuvaya. One of the films that gave me an unforgettable experience with the aesthetics is VTV. I was not a person who watches love stories a lot, but this is one of my favorite love story, that too because it had an unusual end. This kind of love stories were not the ones we expect in early stages. When I say Alleppey, the very next second my mind thinks of Jesse Mattana sir. It may look like me being a simp for Jesse, but Jesse Mattana sir. Okay, coming back to VTV, Alleppey is a place that we got used to, which is a most used location in many of the films and songs that we have watched from our childhood. But in this film, it was something else. We were known that the film goes on that place and mentioning about the food and about lot of church being there were something new and informative. I have a memory regarding this kind of a place. We used to go for a swim to a canal which is nearby to our hometown, and there is a Kerala style house with the canal backdrop. It looks like the house at Alleppey in VTV. Whenever I go to that place, I just stare at the house like if I'm buying it, and for a while I would think of Jesse Mattana sir. For the next place, I have one movie and a web series from Bollywood. One is Udaipur from Tadak and Pulera Village from Panchayat web series. About Tadak, it was a story which we have seen in a lot of movies, but I liked the film because of the portrayal of monuments, the historical backdrop, and the tone of the film. Though it's a cliche story, the kind of incidents shown in the film are still happening all over the country. Coming to Udaipur, the artwork was so real as if it was like an ancient periodic film at the beginning. Only when the film moves on, we can understand that it's a modern age film. About Panchayat, this show is also a village show, but not similar to that. This show portrays the reality of village in an innocent manner. No character is irritating, no conflict is serious, and the complete series is about educating the village people in different aspects, and at the same time the protagonist also learns something from them. I like the village backdrop in this show because of portraying the reality happening around villages, but I don't know whether the conflicts happening in the show will be comical if it happens in the real world. Coming to the end of the list, which has two movies, but my top most favorite movies, which is Kumbalangi Nights and Angamali Diaries. Also, I would say most of the Malayali movies. About Kumbalangi Nights, only after watching this film, I became a fan of Fahad Fasil. I feel that the film created cannot be expressed. I won't say this is the best film for the decade and all, but it became as a more memorable film for me to explore the Malayalam films more and more. And I fell in love with the place that they shot the film, especially the scene where Saubin Shahir comes in a boat with the family of his dead friend, and Sushin Shyam's background score rolls with the humming.
And I gotta tell you, it was perfect. Perfect. Everything, down to the last minute details.
Before 2020 lockdown in the month of Jan 2020, we went on a trip to Chennai beach and Vagamon. In between, we had a chance to visit Kumbalangi, but we were not lucky to find the exact location of the house in that film. On that aspect, we were a little bit disappointed, but the experience to Kumbalangi was too good. About Angamali Diaries, I watched Angamali Diaries only after watching Jallikattu, and that led me to watch his whole filmography, and there I found this cult classic Angamali Diaries. It was such a raw film in every aspect, and also it was so real as the first 20 minutes of the film was the best, I would say, because in that 20 minutes they show all kind of food items in that place. The film doesn't start like introducing the protagonists and antagonists. Instead, it goes like there is a place called Angamali and it talks about the major food habits of the people there, which leads to a hot business of pork in that place, and the culture of that place is shown. And then there are two gangs with conflicts that revolves around the things that I've listed before. Even it took me some time to realize who's the main hero. Still, I need to watch a lot of Lijojo's movies. Recently, I watched Churli and I don't completely understand what he was trying to say. I was literally blank, but the psychic making of the film was way ahead of time. With all the budget constraints into account, the film has made with a lot of effort. Especially a scene at the beginning where a trekking jeep is stuck in between an old bridge and the characters trying to take it out. I was mind blown with this sequence, and the same sequence lead to a transition of the main characters into the world of Churli. That's it for today's video. I'm sure it was a lengthy list. If you like this video, hit like and comment down your favorite destinations that you have seen in movies, and don't forget to subscribe the channel. See you in the next video.